before I get started, because like, I want to celebrate getting on here. This is my last talk of the year, so super happy. So you guys pretend to be happy for like 5 seconds. Yes. All right, thank you. You can stop lying now. Yeah, so I'm the last talk for the day, so you guys should be excited because that means the bad jokes are going to stop and the drinking's going to start. So can the church say amen? I'm here today to talk about Newbie-friendly code bases or building a code base for the you from 5 years ago. So a little about me first. We're going to start with my trigger warning. I'm a U.S. veteran. So I generally speak in F-bombs and acronyms. Every time you hear a that's a swear word that I am blocking out. So there are a lot of ums that I say. For the purpose of this talk, I'm trying to refrain from both. However, if I say something you don't understand, ask me after, and I swear you're offended. I apologize in advance. I'm sorry. Don't cancel me on Twitter. Like, you know, it's Veterans Day weekend coming up. It's the 100th Veterans Day weekend. Like, that would be a sucky start to my weekend to get canceled. So, you know, let's play nice, at least right now. Next week, y'all can cancel me. Let's go. Yeah, added that gift. Like, don't trust them. I just like Martin. I don't know why. I was like, I just like, you know what? I'm going to have fun, put a bunch of gifts on here. We're going to have a blast. So, about me, Air Force. So it's Phoenix Raven, United States Air Force. That's basically a special detachment of security forces where I actually got to fly in a plane, go to crazy places, do crazy things, and like, get shot at. So that's pretty much it. Like, there's no fancy stuff about it. Web dev, 5 years. I realized that the desert is hot. People are crazy. I'd rather turn in my M4 Carbine for a MacBook Pro and never look back. I've been teaching for about as long as that at Vetsuko, where we teach veterans who are coming straight out of service, software engineering with a focus on the JavaScript ecosystem. What that means, we turn people who were like me, who had M4 Carbines, and give them MacBook Pros and say, learn JavaScript, and we walk with them for 15 weeks and teach them React, Gatsby, GraphQL, and Node. So far, we've helped 250 veterans in 37 states get jobs, so that's cool. Thank you, but I can't take all the credit. My team, my board, they do just as much work as I do. I'll just get to talk the most. And I still feel like a junior dev every day. If you guys think that senior devs are not out here Googling as much as you, there is someone lying to you, because I am always on Google. I forget like simple stuff all the time. It's embarrassing. I won't go into it today. Yeah. So, but number one problem, code bases are scary places for new programmers, and those who have been on the team for a long time tend to have an unconscious bias towards the state of the code base. If you've ever started your first job, you've seen it. You come on, you look at this, and it looks nothing like those pristine like code bases that you saw in college or on the internet on GitHub or at your code school, and you're like, what is this dumpster fire? And then some person is looking at you and saying, this is how it's always been. You must not be good. Let's, throw you out and fire you. And you're questioning yourself the moment you get to work. Like, maybe I should be a janitor. Like, that was, that seems like a stress-free job. So, like, people don't believe that their code bases are scary. First step of solving that is dropping the egos. Try to tell people all the time, we build the product for the user. What that means, the user does not care about your fancy algorithms and all your logic and perf and all that other jazz. They care if it looks good, because the only people who use crappy websites are programmers. If you don't believe me, look at Reddit, look at Stack Overflow, come back, tell me that I'm lying again. They care if it's pretty, they care if it's fast, and they care that they can easily get the information they want. That's all your user cares about. So when you're writing code, in reality, you're writing code for 3 people. The person next to you, the person's coming after you, and yourself from anywhere from 5 minutes later to 5 months later. So you're writing code for each other, including your imaginary version of you that's going to forget what you wrote. Because we don't want to have that Gandalf, I have no recollection of what I'm doing here when we go back in our code base moment. Because we have all had that. Friendly code bases start before they write code. Does your team have an onboarding process? Does your team have a buddy system? Or does your team use the practice of crawl, walk, run? Onboarding processes are my favorite thing to talk about at these type of things, because only like the big companies have onboarding processes, but the small dev shops, they're like, hey, here's a giant ticket. Learn our code base by going in there, have fun, I hope you can swim. And it's like, that's not the right way to do it. Buddy system, something we've been practicing at CBS for about a year, and I absolutely love it. I'm hoping to talk more about it and get everybody started on that train. And crawl, walk, run, something in the military that I've been bringing out into the tech space, and I'm hoping you guys will learn something from that as well. So taking onboarding seriously. With onboarding, you got to treat it like it's the first date for your code base. You do not let all your crazy out on the first date, right? You save some of that, right? So for at least the first 3 months, you hide all that stuff that, hey, yeah, I like to collect Gundams. What? You don't let her know that, or him, or like, you don't let them. Like, so hide your crazy. First date, coffee, take it nice, take it easy, go. Had the first few tickets already created. Yes, there's nothing worse than being a new programmer at a job and they don't have your computer ready, they don't have any of your passwords set up, they don't have access for anything for you. You're just sitting there, nervous, waiting, wondering for someone to give you something to do so you can find out how much you truly suck at this job. Like, I'm coming from a place of experience and pain, y'all, come on. So, like, please, have the first few tickets ready. Make the tickets manageable, or I like to call crawl phase. Small tickets help build the confidence of your junior, entry-level, or new programmers on the team, so that way they can start getting faster, more comfortable with your code bases, and start creating more impact on your products and in your company. So small tickets matter. And play to the strengths of your new hire early on. If you hire somebody who is very strong on React, don't put them on an Ember project for a year. That happened to me, and I was like cursing everyone out. I was like running off nothing but coffee and hate for like a year. Like, don't do that to your people. Like, play to their strengths. So, what is crawl, walk, run? Crawl, walk, run is the practice of using a small task to build the next task to grow both the developer and their impact. It's a crazy military thing that we do, in which we do something small, and then as your tickets get bigger, they all piggyback off that small thing that you did, or the smaller thing that you did, to make your impact grow insurmountably with the project. Document everything. This is something that should be easy to do because we're writing in front of computers all day, but for some strange reason, like, developers are the worst documenters on earth. I don't know why. Like, we just hate normal writing. I don't get it. READMEs are your friend. They should include how to get the project up and running, how any of the code-based gotchas that you can think of, style guide, design systems. If you have a design system or style guide, put it in there. If you don't, I would suggest 2020 is a good year to start on a design system and style guide. Like, help me help you. Get a style guide, get a design system. Pick one. You don't even have to build your own. Just go for it. Links to places that have important and relevant info, like, all right, the project has a Webpack, link Webpack in there so they get, like, especially if somebody has never touched Webpack, it should probably be easier for them to find that stuff. And code examples. What's your coding style? That goes hand in hand with your style guide. Constantly modernize, improve, and prune your code base. We have a problem currently at work where initially the older guys that are now leaving the company was like, hey, this is how the way it's always been, and we're just going to leave all these files here that no one's using, but we didn't have time to delete them. I was like, but it's just like delete. It's a delete. Like, you just right-click and delete. Like, you didn't have time to right-click and delete. I don't understand. I'm going home. So, like, some days you just need a mental health break from each other. So, modernize your code base. What does that mean? changing the naming conventions. If you're over here writing var r, var c, and things of that nature for your variables, and I'm there, I'm probably going to throw something at you. I don't know what I'm going to throw. Just hope it's light, but that's what I'm going to do. Use names that make sense. Do not sit here and write naming conventions that make people hate you because they're trying to figure out what you're saying. Write smaller files. Small files are happy files. Small files, small problems. That's what I always say. Still works. Not a good answer, nor is, well, it works on my machine, which everybody that was like a programmer in the 90s still uses. I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with you guys. Stop doing that. Like, we don't like that. KISS, keep it simple, silly. Make the code readable. That goes with the good naming conventions. That goes with actually writing clean code, not clever code, because guess what? The user doesn't care. The user's never going to see that. Only person who's going to see that is the guy that's working next to you, and the whole time he's working next to you, he's going to be in Slack taking a big dump on your code with his friends. And you're laughing because all of you have done it. See, guilty. Guilty. So, and the person who didn't laugh is the person writing the crappy code. Make the code maintainable. And I come from a Ruby world where we had this rule of like making each file no more than like 20 lines of code and keeping it like only a method apiece, and I absolutely loved it. And I came in JavaScript land, and I realized that JavaScript land was a bunch of sadists that really like hurting themselves and others. So I was like, why is this code base 4,000 lines long, and how do you expect to solve a problem in like 30 minutes? You're like, well, this is the way it's always been done. I was like, all right, SpongeBob, go away. Keep your files small. Like I said, small files, small problems. Use the right tools for the job, not the tools that only help you to get the next job. We all have had that one guy at work that is always adding new stuff that's not even stable yet into the production code base because he wants to play with it, because he wants to use it to level up to the next job. Don't be that guy or girl, because when you leave, the first thing we're going to do is rip it out, and we're going to hate you for it the rest of your natural life. So don't do that. I love this saying, clever code kills projects. I vehemently believe that, because once you write clever code, your code is not meant to live forever. So once you write it and you move on, you have a bunch of people after you trying to figure out what the hell you just wrote, and they hate you for it. So don't be that guy. Most important, be empathetic. What that means is remember how it was when you first came on the job. Remember what it was when you were first a entry-level or a junior developer. There are some people who are in this very room that are considered rock stars. Brian's over here trying to pretend very like, oh, what are you talking about? He's like stroking his beard all professor-like. I'm picking on people. I know him, so it's cool. Man, I'm in trouble. But at one point in time, he didn't have a clue what he was writing. And just like him, many of us were like that. So when you have a new programmer, remember that. When you have a junior programmer, remember that. That one day you were the idiot looking at your code base and looking at the text editor like, I should probably go to McDonald's and fill out an application. And be there and help them. Like, don't be a villain. Don't be the Joker out here in these streets. So, see, am I talking nice and fast so you guys get to drinking? Cool. Because that sounds like, yeah, let's run through this. Wow, it was super fast. I sped through that. Oh my goodness. Wow, I might have to go back and expand some stuff. So, yeah, I was super nervous. I actually deleted stuff because I thought, oh no, it's going to take too long. All right, well, we're going to get right here, and we're going to pause for a moment and do something different then, if that's the case. I'm going to open the floor for questions. Is that cool with you guys? Hoorah, because I love that. So, all right, no, I can hear you guys. Get up. Speak your outside voices. Who's first? Raise your hand.
What's a good way to have people who are sort of violating some of these things you talked about? What's a good way to give them feedback?
That's where we have one-on-ones for, as first thing, and just All right, she asked, if there's someone violating these rules, how do we implement a method to stop them from doing that? I said the best way to do that is implement a system of one-on-ones and retros where you can apply feedback to that offending party and a safe experience, location. You don't want to scare people.
All right. So, thank you.
Awesome. Yes.
So we would have come out and saved you earlier. We're trying to get this whole huge group of people. Come on out, everybody.
Yes.
So, thank you, Jerome.